This is an Indiana Jones adventureware weathered fedora made by Disney that my Uncle Nick gave me in 2010, leading to the stupidest video I've ever made. Challenging a German to a drinking contest, winning, and almost dying. Now it's just my go-to outfit for Halloween. I'm Adam Kontras, and this is the Halloween episode of Hats and Minigolf. Tonight's guest is Dean Haglund, and his hat, albino Canadian TV star, is as self-explanatory as his love of all things spooky. That's because Dean is a legend in the conspiracy theory community for his portrayal of Richard Ringo Langley, one of the lone gunmen on The X-Files. He's the perfect Halloween guest and hopefully very poor at minigolf, so I can finally win a game.
Ah, the Wheel of Fish.
There it is.
Fantastic. I've heard so much about it.
All right, give it a spin.
Okay.
See what you get.
Well, you know what I need? I'm taking the... Oh!
Okay.
5.
Now, 5, you actually have a choice. That's right in the middle.
Uh-huh.
You can take the 5,
Yeah.
or you can just do it one more time.
But if I do one more time and I get a lesser...
Right, so it's your choice. You're right in the middle.
I think I'm good. I'm going to do 5.
Yeah.
Because if I get lower, then I'm totally
Yeah.
screwed. So 5 it is. Are you a big Scotch drinker?
I am, but I'm the, oh, that's only $13.99 today. I'll get the 2 liters of it. Wow.
As my friend says, you're drinking the soul of Scotland.
It tastes like wood.
I know, isn't that amazing?
Like it tastes the way wood smells.
It's as if you just lacquered your tongue in a woodworking
Oh
shop.
man, I'm in trouble. I like that a lot. Oh, that
All
was
too light.
a little too slow.
Damn it, damn it.
Little too slow.
Ah, Merry Christmas.
So, you are best known for X-Files as one of the lone gunmen.
Yes, there were 3 of us. Computer hackers. We were the early nerds in the 90s.
I have never had a reaction like this when I announced someone is going to be on this show. I got instant messages. I got, oh my God, can you have him say my name? Like I got, and I was stunned. I did watch the X-Files, but I wasn't totally into it. But I'm finding that this is the 90s Trekkies. Like this is, people are so into this.
They said it was a cult show, but it seemed pretty mainstream from where we were all sitting.
You know, and now with the internet and how conspiracy theory, everything seems to be these days,
Right.
You're like the grandfather of the conspiracy theorists. It's crazy.
Chris Carter and all the writers were on a new, early internet use group called Alt TV X-Files. And they were lurking in there so that they were getting instant fan feedback
Right.
and getting criticism from the show without them announcing,
Knowing, yeah.
right? So they loved that. Then the writers would take lines from the news group and give it to the gunman to say. And then that would just fuel them. They would just go, oh my God, look at that one. That's what Chuck said 3 months ago. And then they would just go. And then
That's awesome.
I remember being at a party and it was a Unix monitor at the party. It was an amber and you had to learn Unix
Oh my
code.
God.
And so it was like RN, read news.
I'm kind of a geek, but you out-geeked me right there. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
All right.
that's how far back in the internet I go. I don't
Oh
know.
my goodness. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking good.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
what I needed.
Fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Did you
I'm
need
gonna,
that?
I'm gonna take a little drink. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm pretty
it's a
excited.
celebratory little
2
scotch.
in a row.
Oh, I like that. I like. Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, that is just too bad. We might be even after this hole.
Oh. Could be a long night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, come on.
Oh
I'm
man.
not doing this twice. Oh,
Oh, you might be.
oh come on.
Oh.
Oh, did you see that? There we go.
Okay. Well,
That's a 5.
you know what that does?
That negates the fish.
There is no more Wheel of Fish. And with the 9/11 stuff, don't even get me started. Okay,
Right.
because
That's a whole nother ball of wax.
most of these people aren't very trained in logic.
Yeah.
You're looking at that window blew out, but you're not realizing what
A huge.
how much bigger this,
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
had to have been.
Well, that's the thing. Conspiracy theories are in the end, stories.
Right.
And stories, unfortunately, that the only end to that story is, I told you so.
Yeah.
Because if it's true, like, you know, oh, if we go into Iraq, then ISIS is going to form like 10 years later. Then that happens, you go, I told you so.
But the truth is, with all that, everybody's like, oh, it was a blank check to go in. He could have done whatever he wanted anyway.
Exactly.
So you can't act like he would have had to do all of these things. He would have had to plan it just to go. He could have gone to Iraq at any time, brother.
He could have done it.
We could literally stand here all night,
I
man.
know. And
I mean,
Don't
so
kid yourself.
I know. Let's remember what we're doing.
Look at that shot.
Oh man.
Come on.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah. Look at, oh, there.
So now you're up by 1. I tend to be kind of zen, and I don't really care about being in control.
Right.
I understand that this is really chaos and you need to float downstream and just roll with it, right?
Roll with it.
I have noticed that every single person who is dead set on conspiracy theories tends to not be able to do that.
I trained as an improv comedian, and the joy of training improv is that you can keep 2 disparate elements in your mind at the same time, so that as the scene goes either direction, you can go with that, right? So it's having multiple train tracks, things swirling.
And you're just kind
it's
of
chaos,
picking.
yeah, and you can like
yeah.
jump tracks on any thought. So you can keep a duality of thought balanced at the same time. Then you can go into conversations with that kind of mindset and not have to latch on either track.
At some point, you're kind of killing your freedom.
Yeah, because you're placing all your power to someone else, you're giving your power away, and you're putting blame on something.
The irony is that, yeah, you're kind of beholden to the theory, as opposed to what you think is like the matrix. I'm not going to be part of this system.
Right. The man.
Well, guess what? You live in this country.
You're part of it.
You're in this system.
Right.
You might as well find a way to be happy in the system.
Or be the one that changes the system.
Of course.
Right.
But to constantly
negate,
poo-poo the system.
Yeah.
Like, don't save any money, don't have a retirement. I've watched people who had been in that mindset for 20 years when I was a kid, now literally are old men, haven't saved any. Some ended up being homeless.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just want to shake people and go, brother, play the game. You can know something else, but play the game.
Absolutely.
Oh,
but if you ever actually been in through a government organization, you'll realize really that for those guys to have that kind of brain power altogether to manifest something large as a global Illuminati thing seems a little improbable. It more seems to me like it's ass covering. Like, oh, we screwed this up. So you say this and you say that and we do this.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's a lot of that going on.
When you haven't been involved in any government stuff, or if you have never been involved in the media, right? Like I worked for CBS News, I was in talk radio, and I knew all those guys doing the news stuff, and you'd hear outsiders tell you, oh, the media's doing this, and what they're trying to do is, I'm like, no, they're trying to do their job. You know, that's all they're trying to do.
Yeah.
The idea that there is some massive conspiracy that would have to go all the way down as well as all the way up if it was really going to happen.
Well, and that's the thing. So the NSA theoretically was a conspiracy, but there was a whistleblower.
Right.
Snowden, and that was the thing.
I just don't even know if people can process, you know,
that kind of info
sometimes. Okay, seriously, we got to play some golf, brother. Like, we're going to be here all night.
I'm still winning, I think.
I know, you are actually. You're up by 1. Oh, that's good. That's good.
That.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, come on.
Bum, bum, bo.
Oh, see now?
Now you did it perfect. Now it went a little too far left.
Oh, see the, oh.
Yeah, but we'll end up tied.
Oh, that is a sweet shot.
That was a good shot. Oh, that's not a good. There we go. Taking it.
Taking the 2. Oh, no.
And oh, you can tap it over 1. That's good. Oh, that's 2. That's an automatic 6.
No, come on.
I'm just telling you, it's a 6.
Then I will play it again. Again.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, look it. Don't even. Here's more oomph. Oomph.
Jesus Christ.
I'll take the 4.
Wow.
I think we're even again. That 4, I don't think I have to worry about. What? That wasn't bad.
Yeah, I just set myself up for the par. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that par. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, not
right.
that speed.
But that's good. You'll be down by 3 here. And
I took the second. You see what I did?
that's a 6.
6.
Yeah. You can't hit a ball while it's moving, brother.
No, I cheated.
Ah, the streak is over. I had a 4-episode streak.
Remember you said
A
that?
4-episode streak.
4 in a row.
It had to end eventually.
Did the car? What?
Hey, but I got a
What?
birdie.
What?
I got a birdie.
How's that
Oh.
theoretically? What?
You're in trouble. I'm up by 6, brother. 6. Never seen that happen. That was good.
Oh, come on! It went. Did you see that?
Ah, man.
Come here.
7 strokes.
7.
7 strokes.
So basically, you have to have a heart attack right now for me to win.
Actually, no, I would still win. I'll be honest. Would X-Files work today?
You know, it was a sweet spot in history. The Berlin Wall came down. There was a Israeli peace accord. There was a time where you had the freedom to think about not trusting the government.
Right.
About, you know, and now if you do that, you're a terrorist, or like there's a whole nother level of fear and.
There's another angle. Let's say the wars aren't going on and that's not the issue. I think the internet kind of hurts the cult aspect of X-Files because at the time, the internet was just starting. It was only the underground nerd guys knew really how to get in touch
with each
and
other.
People looked at that show as
this underground thing.
yeah, and there was their outlet and everybody went there.
Yeah.
Whereas now, what could they do that isn't already passé?
Well,
that there isn't already 50 million websites already covering it and covering it better because they have all the time in the world. You only have 45 minutes plus
to
commercials.
explore that, right? Yeah, exactly. And so that, and a lot of that information was the first time anybody heard of those
Right.
things, and then the websites developed based on people really digging into that.
I think conspiracy theory stuff now is so mainstream.
As is geeks and nerds.
Yeah,
and all of that
I don't
sort
know what the underground of this underground would be. You know, maybe we'll find out. But to me, it seems like that was, as you said, it was a sweet moment when the internet was just starting, when enough time had passed from Kennedy, when 9/11 hadn't happened.
Right. Boom. You had this ability.
Perfect storm.
What?
Oh,
what? What the? What? Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, I'm not even gonna count now. There was a spin-off of the X-Files, The Lone Gunman.
Right.
And besides the obvious thing, which is that it was, you know, doing very well and taken off the air after only a mid-season replacement and all the conspiracy theories as to why, there is one claim to fame with it, which is so amazing that I'm gonna do something I never do in these interviews, which is cut away.
Oh, you got to show that?
I have to show this scene, but let's set it up. This airs in March of 2001.
Yes.
And it is a conspiracy theorist's wet dream because it literally describes
Exactly the event.
In the conspiracy way. So we have to cut to it.
You're saying our government plans to commit a terrorist act against a domestic airline?
There you go. Indicting the entire government as usual. It's a faction. A small faction.
For what possible gain?
The Cold War's over, John. But with no clear enemy to stockpile against, the arms market's flat. But bring down a fully loaded 727 into the middle of New York City, and you'll find a dozen tin pot dictators all over the world just clamoring to take responsibility and begging to be smart bombed.
I can't believe it. This is about increasing arms sales.
Mm-hmm.
When?
Tonight?
We've got manual override.
That's amazing.
That is
like,
amazing.
Now, when 9/11 happened, did you go, oh my God?
No, actually, I had to fly that day to go to a comedy club. And I was like, my mind was elsewhere. One of the
Clearly.
writers called, go, are you watching this? I go, yeah, why are you calling me? He goes, dude, it's our pilot. They're like, oh my God. And that freaked me out right
Now,
there.
did anybody from the government talk to you, talk to the people that wrote it? And anybody wonder?
No. And this is Condoleezza Rice at the time going,
Right.
oh, there was no way we could have, it was never in the popular consciousness,
Well,
the thing. And it's
Clearly
like,
she was covering her butt. What we didn't think of was that the hijackers would kill themselves.
right.
That was the wrinkle that nobody thought of. Usually when you hijack a plane, you go take it to Bermuda and you get a bunch of $1 million, so on and so forth. But otherwise, everybody knew they were going to try to take something down in the middle of, a big city to freak everybody out.
It happened in '93 with the underground bombing of the place.
And, as we said, the conspiracy theory is always, well, that gives them a blank check to go to war forever.
Right.
But the truth is the government has a blank check to go to war whenever.
Right.
Always.
And they always have.
Right.
I mean,
This is not new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
so-
that not? Did that, like all of those, that we didn't need to blow up buildings to do
Right,
that. Yeah,
exactly. Good point. All right, final shot. Final shot.
Here we go.
Whoa!
Oh, so close.
My goodness.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. Who got the uphill here?
And you could have spun the wheel of fish a few more times and wouldn't have won this one. Well, now we come to the moment that has always ended in the, we could take a ride in my 99 Camry. I don't know if that has the same, I got a question.
Okay.
What were you going to do with this? If you were going to gift it to me,
Oh.
by all means,
Well,
I will give you the gift of riding in the DeLorean time machine. I assumed you were taking it home because
oh, you did?
well, it's a very expensive bottle of whiskey.
Lovely gift of all the joy I've had playing here today.
So for all the future guests out there, you can gift something to me if you lose, or
Always thinking.
you can take a ride in a Camry. It's a nice Camry. In fact, it runs a lot better than that DeLorean. No, it does. No, it's not. The DeLorean's not a good car. How long have you been out in, well, first of all, you're from Canada.
I'm from Canada originally.
Right.
Yeah. Stand-up comedy brought me out because by the time I was flying out of here all the time, I would often only have like a 2-day turnaround to try to get back to Vancouver from LA, to come back to LA to fly out again to another comedy club. So then a friend of mine said, oh, I got a 2-bedroom, why don't you just take the other bedroom? And I said, well, I'll just pay a third because I'm never going to be there. And then slowly, time after time, I was here more and more often. And then when doing dual taxes, you're supposed to count the number of days you're in your house. And one year it was like I was only in the house up there for 8 days. And,
So you do actually pay your taxes, I guess.
yeah.
You haven't gone
Yes,
down that
I pay
road
the
yet.
taxes. Yeah, no.
Because it's illegal for them to take income tax. So
Yeah, right. And there's that one, Wesley Snipes was part of that Free Citizen or whatever there's that conspiracy.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say about the conspiracy thing. You're in the Matrix, man. You haven't found the plug yet, so keep playing in the Matrix until you find it.
Yeah, but then there's also a joy of fight the power. I mean,
Or fight it. But with the duality
revolution.
that we talked about, like
Well,
that's the point.
exactly.
You haven't gotten the pill, so pay your fucking taxes.
Well, and that was the American Revolution, right? I mean, we separated from the King of England, but we set up a new system.
Right.
Right, there was another system in place so that it would take the place. It's not that we all just said, okay, we're free, everybody do whatever the hell you want.
We're back on conspiracy theories, man.
Yeah.
Where were we? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to go the other way. So, after the show ends, and you've been out here for now 10 years since that.
Yeah, that's right.
And, I know you're doing walking tours, and you obviously you still do
Stand-up and acting.
Do you ever consider going back to Canada, or going to a different city, or are you kind of like, I'm in LA now?
I kind of like, LA is surprisingly awesome for everybody who hates it.
What do you like about LA? What is it that you find awesome?
I find awesome the history, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Not just the downtown history of the valley's cool. There's a lot of fascinating things. And of course, if you're a film buff, then it's like all the more fantastic. But I really enjoy the weather, but I don't go to the beach. I never go to the beach.
Yeah.
I don't tan.
a little
Yeah.
pale.
And I like the diversity, believe it or not. I mean, West Side may be all a bit bland,
It's a very interesting place.
but
yeah.
downtown is fascinating in its diversity.
Well, and you are one of the rare human beings that uses the subway system here.
That's right.
Which is really
The
nice.
city was actually built as a public transit system. So we used to have about 6 rail lines, the Red Line, the Pacific Electric, all of these things, and there was buses that went to the beach, and sort of the way we could spread out was the fact that we had this public transit system. And then conspiracy theory, Shell Oil and Goodyear Tire bought out all the trolley cars, ripped them all out, and then we freewayed the system.
Right, but why is that? I mean, that's true.
That is true.
I mean,
But I know, but see, this is my point about a conspiracy theory, is somebody who didn't know that would go, wow, that sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory.
Okay, but I mean, listen, there's collusion in everything that ever happens.
Well, this is the whole thing. It's not so much conspiracy, as we say in the documentary, but business as usual. So it's a lot
Right.
of the corporations that can just sort of...
Thank you, brother.
You're right. It is awesome.
Everything is awesome. Yes.
Everything is awesome.
So stand-up comedy, like, do you dig it?
I still
Still?
dig it.
I
It's
know.
amazing.
I know. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You know what's crazy? Putting gas in this car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, here
Oh,
comes
here
the
we
photo
go.
op. Hurry, while your lights are on.
you got 2 seconds, brother. You get it?
Who's gonna get it? Hurry! Ah!
In 3 and 2. You want me
I
to
got a
wait?
green light.
You,
God, take it now, take it now.
RentTheDeLorean.com. You get all the pictures you want. You can pay for it.
That's hilarious. Oh, there's a filming beside you.
Yeah. Now, see, this is what I'm saying. You want to see a wreck? It's gonna happen.
With everyone else
With
driving
everyone-
around.
yeah, right.
I know,
They're
that was a
getting
pizza
paid.
delivery driver trying to get a
Right.
picture.
Give me a
that
pizza.
poor guy is starving. Some guy is starving
Right.
while he's getting a picture. Are we going by the Brady House, speaking of weird fame things? Wouldn't that be
I
something?
guess we could go over there, and that is the cool thing about LA, man. Everywhere you turn, there's a story and
That's a story.
of a lovely lady.
It was busy.
It was very busy. Wait, do you do like regular Comic Cons?
I do, yeah.
All right. But I
So-
mean, at some point, doesn't everybody have your autograph?
You would think, but there's a whole new generation that's watching
that's
the show.
good. That's awesome.
So you're signing pictures of yourself, and this one woman puts down a drawing she wants me to sign. And it doesn't look like anybody from the cast. I go, oh, this is some guy. Do you want me to sign, is this supposed to be Mulder? And she goes, no, it's my husband. I go, why am I signing a picture of your husband that you drew? She goes, well, I work for the FBI. I go, well, okay. So I'm now involved in a conversation. Oh, he worked for the FBI? He's retired now? No. She pulls out a photo album. She goes, this is my husband here. And there's a picture of her beside this guy who's about, I don't know, 220, 6 something, you know, big guy. And he went on assignment in LA, and they said he had an accident. And when I went to the hospital, they told me this guy's the husband. She changed the picture, her photo album, the next page, and there's an 85-year-old guy with tubes up his nose and in a coma in a hospital bed. And I go, well, that doesn't look anything like him. She goes, exactly. That's not him. But his medical records, his dental records, everything says that that's my husband. I go, well, why are you telling me? She goes, where else can I go? I've gone to the police, I gone to the FBI, they all say this 85-year-old guy is my husband. And she went down and told that same story to Frank Spotnitz and all the other people. And we all gathered at dinner afterwards and tried to figure it out. And everybody had a different theory. That one, she was like crazy and putting us on.
Right.
Somebody else thought that the husband was in the FBI and just changed his records and buggered off with some girl in the Bahamas.
Yeah, that's actually where my brain was going.
Right, that's one. And then one of the lesson writers had, in his research, heard they had been culling DNA from homeless people for security reasons, and he was added to the theory that, you know, they possibly would do a switch of that to put that guy in deep cover. That to me was like, wow. So all of those stories, but again, it was
Now,
just
hang
like,
on, just stop.
Okay.
This is where I start to have a problem.
okay, where's the problem?
You're like, hey, all these stories could be true. Now, one of those stories is fucking crazy. Come on, man. Like, it's usually the most obvious in life. It's usually the most obvious one.
Right, I
It's
would think.
rarely right. So
But there's also another one where a medical condition where you think, you know, your spouse is
that sounds reasonable.
That's a reasonable one.
Culling
too.
DNA from homeless people is not reasonable. Like, this is what makes me nuts about the conspiracy theories, is that
conspiracy theorists put them all on equal level.
Well, right.
It's not equal.
Well, only because it seems implausible. But other things seem implausible as well.
But until you can rule out the plausible ones, you can't tell me that the insane one is equal. That has to go on a different rung of your problem solving. And here we go. It's a problem solving thing, and people aren't trained in logic.
Right.
Okay? There is a level, and you don't get to they're calling DNA from homeless people part. You don't even get to that until you work through the other ones. And if you can't work through the other ones, you don't
get
even
to...
don't even... That's the problem.
But that researcher guy was very good at solving problems.
Well, no, he was really good at writing the X-Files. Because that's how you guys stayed on the air. Hats and Minigolf will be right back after this brief word from our sponsor.
Hi friends, Goldie Wilson III for RentTheDeLorean.com. You know, when my grandpa was mayor of Hill Valley, he could only dream of having a DeLorean time machine for one of his events. But now, you can rent the DeLorean for as little as $199.95. And you can even have me, Goldie Wilson III, at any of your events with the Golden Package. Remember, RentTheDeLorean.com.
What is this thing going on?
Wow, that's a little
alien boy.
That is a. Now he's pointing at us.
I just turn on my lights.
Yeah.
And this guy's freaking out. Look at this guy.
That is awesome.
Oh my goodness. Dude. I don't know what's more impressive, dude.
I like that suit.
You were this car. That's awesome. Did you make that? Oh, that's awesome.
That is great.
That is the coolest thing.
You'll always be seen.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Right now, you're beating me. That's really awesome, dude. Oh, wow.
That's hilarious.
What a button.
I know.
Great button to the show.
So great, man.
A fucking light stick figure. Walking around.
around.
Oh, that was
so
good.
Great.
Good stuff.